Welcome back to DXB today. Hope you're enjoying the show this evening. Hope you've enjoyed your day here in Dubai. Did you find purpose in whatever you were up to today? Is your soul aligned with that purpose? That's what we're diving into this evening. Our next guest helps visionaries and impact-driven leaders really scale their influence through powerful storytelling, global visibility and soul-aligned media strategies. Please welcome Megan Pormer to the show. Megan, good to see you as always. Thanks for being with us.
I'm very happy I'm here.
No, it's so kind of you to take time out. And I love this one because David's just giving us, been running us through some of our understandings of certain words. Look, I think I've got an understanding of public relations and public relations strategies, but I've never sort of thought about purpose alongside public relations. What was the sort of eureka moment for you that you went, okay, I've got traditional PR, but it needs a change?
Actually, funny enough, I never did traditional PR because from a young age, I realized that I have a lot of emotions that are not only mine, I pick up on other people's emotions. And I thought to myself, if I'm picking up on other people's emotions, there must be a reason. Maybe I'm feeling other people because I'm supposed to do something about their feelings. And I understood that every single one of us, every soul comes to the planet Earth with a message. Now, that message might be something that you need to communicate verbally. It might be something that you need to communicate through your painting or your art or your cooking. But we all have a message that we're meant to share to serve not only our own highest good, but to serve other people and find our community and our tribe. So I realized public relations, conscious public relations is about finding the individual soul's purpose and shedding light and raising awareness on that messaging so they can align with the people that are meant to benefit from that message while nourishing their own soul. So I started in the media industry as a talent. Why? Because I wanted to understand what other PR companies do. And I hired the best of the best when it comes to PR. And I realized that it's been treated like a cookie cutter business. There are all certain media outlets, certain talents, you submit the client, if they like it, great, if they don't like it, great. But what about the fact that some of us, maybe the soul's message, the soul's purpose and the message that needs to be communicated is not even through media outlets, maybe it's through word of mouth. Maybe it's through whispering into somebody's ear. Maybe it's through healing. Maybe it's through non-conventional ways. And if the media doesn't see it, I cannot be a traditional PR person and say, the media said no, I did my work, thank you so much. No. I have to find my client's tribe. I have to find the right outlets or the right community that is going to benefit from that message. And then I'm not going to hear a no.
So walk me through, one, you're saying traditional PR is usually what? What is that like? What are people experiencing?
Traditional PR is we have certain media outlets that everybody knows about, and you submit the client, hey, I have David Eom, do you want him or not? Do you want him or not? And depending on what mood they're in, what their scheduling is like, what the theme of the show is currently at, they will say yes or no.
This is TV, print, radio. What about podcasts? What about
podcasts? Everything. New digital media, traditional media. It can be billboards. It can be talk shows. It can be podcasts. It can be any kind of TV shows. What we're doing right now. But if I was just a traditional PR person, I would be like, David, I just submitted you to this show, and they said no.
I checked these boxes. Yes, that's it.
My job is to sit with my client. Like one thing that is mandatory in my contracts. I don't care if you're the king of the world. I need my one-on-one brainstorming time with you. Why? Because only through listening to you alone, I can understand what is the soul trying to say. What is the soul trying to share with the world? And I get that. I get your script, your soul's mission, and then I find ways to communicate this with the world. Otherwise, if I'm just a storyteller, I might be telling a story that's not aligned with the client's soul's purpose.
Yeah, and I can attest to this because there have been times when we have these conversations, she's like, I have a huge sponsor for your podcast. And when I tell her, well, actually, the whole purpose of my podcast is I don't want to be a guy that's now going to be pitching a product. I just want to bring wisdom to the world. So then she's like, now that I know that's your goal, that I know that's your mission, everything completely changes. And so she's not about bringing the money, but how do I bring more visibility to bring the mission to the world?
Yeah.
Like you said, you usually talk about aligning with your soul's purpose. So can you talk to us more about that? How do you go on finding that with your clients?
Firstly, I have to sit with them over and over again, understand where they're hurting and what makes them what nourishes their soul. What makes them feel really blissful, right? And what makes them feel miserable? Because I've had clients, if what you're doing is not aligned with your soul's purpose, you can have all the fame and all the money, but you feel miserable on the inside. And if it goes with a lot of like resistance and lawsuits, and you have to just fight and battle. And if you go into the mindset of, oh, I gotta hustle and I gotta suffer to get there, then oh my God, you're down the rabbit hole, right?
Sometimes your clients don't know what they want either.
And sometimes they don't know what they want.
To that point?
Yeah.
I bring in, he knows, sometimes our sessions are very unconventional.
Yes.
I bring in spiritual advisors. I bring in astrologers. I bring in human design experts. And I'm like, okay, help me understand the blueprint of this soul.
Yeah.
And I get all that data, all that information. The data is all scientifically proven. You cannot question that there are some information in a person's astrology. There are information about the human design. There is information when it comes to understanding what makes somebody blossom, right? Yes. And then I get all that information and I'm like, hey, now let's do an exercise together so you can also understand your soul's mission. Because here's the thing, in the end, I want to give my client a gift that lives long after I'm gone.
Yeah.
So if they decide that they no longer need me or I want to choose a different path, they always have a gift. There's a gift there that they know, okay, this was Megan's mark, so I want to leave a mark.
I think that's beautiful. I guess the question now is, before we run out of time, can you tell us, do you think this is the future now? Is traditional PR no longer what it was, and is this the future of PR?
The future is that if we don't bring peace to this planet Earth, we're not going to survive. We're going to implode. How can we bring peace? We can only bring peace by uniting visionary leaders. What has the power to unite or separate visionary leaders? Media.
Yeah.
If we don't use authentic conscious media, which can only be achieved if we're using media for the purpose of raising awareness about people's soul's purpose, we have no choice of even reaching to our next level of potential.
Yeah.
So conscious PR, which is PR that is aligned with the person's soul's purpose, is the only way to go. And I want to ask all the fellow people, colleagues in the media world and in the PR world to put this as a priority, to make sure whatever they're doing is aligned with the destiny of that soul.
Definitely. I really think that's very interesting because I never thought of it that way.